In this video, we're going to consider solving equations involving fractions, and there's a couple of ways that we can solve these questions. I'm going to do the first two different ways, and then you do them whichever way you feel more comfortable. In this first example, we have 12, 8, and 6 as our denominators, and so if we look at 12, 8, and 6, well, these questions become easier if we can get rid of the fractions. So if we want to get rid of the fractions of 12, 8, and 6, because we're dealing with an equal sign here, we just have to multiply the left and right by the same thing. And as long as you multiply left and right by the same number, or same value, it doesn't change the equation. So do the same thing to the left and right side. So 12, 8, and 6, well, if we multiply everything by the lowest common denominator, or lowest common multiple of 12, 8, and 6, we end up getting rid of all of them. And the lowest common denominator, or lowest common multiple for those three numbers, is 24. And that might take you a bit of playing to find out, but hopefully you can see how that would be 24. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply this side by 24, and we're going to make sure we multiply this side by 24. So if we multiply everything by 24, we're multiplying 24 times this, 24 times this, and 24 times this one. Both sides of the equation. So that gives us 24x over 12. And you can simplify that all together if you want, or you can just leave it like that at the moment. This is 24 over 8. And this one I'm going to write this way, 24 times x plus 2 over 6. Now, how did that help make this question easier? Is, well, because you chose the LCD, you're going to be able to reduce all of these. And this is going to leave 2 here. This is going to leave 3. And this is going to leave 4. And that gives us the equation 2x minus 3 equals 4 times x plus 2, which is a nice equation that we should be able to solve. So 2x minus 3 equals 4x plus 8. Move the 4 to the left, the 3 to the right. That gives us 2x minus 4x equals 8 plus 3. Or negative 2x equals 11, which means x is negative 11 over 2. And so that's one way to solve these questions. Multiply everything by the LCD to get rid of the denominator. And we'll look at example 26, but we'll do it a different way. Typically when we were doing the adding and subtracting, we wanted to find the lowest common denominator. So in this case, we're going to find the LCD. And you should be comfortable with doing this now. And we're just going to change each of these to the LCD. So in this case, the LCD is going to be 2b squared, which means for 2, we need to multiply top and bottom by b squared. For 1 over b squared, well, this one we need 2 over 2. And 2b, we need b over b. So if we do all that, we end up with xb squared over 2b squared minus 2 over 2b squared equals xb over 2b squared. And there's two ways to look at this now. We can combine these pieces, so we have xb squared minus 2 over 2b squared. That's what the common denominator lets us do. And we can do that. Or we could have actually just said here, well, look, all these denominators are the same. If those are all the same, then we can just kind of pretend they're not there. And in reality, what we're doing is multiplying everything by 2b squared. But we'll continue doing it this way. We can actually cross multiply here if we want. And you can write that if you want. Or really, you should look at this and say now, okay, I know this and this are the same denominator. What's going to happen if you cross multiply is then you're going to divide by one of them. So really, these are going to cancel, or those are going to be eliminated, leaving you just the numerator. So you have lots of ways to get to this result, but the bottom line is the numerators are going to disappear, the denominators are going to disappear, and you're going to be left with whatever's up top. So we're solving for x. It means we need to collect those x's together. So we bring the one on the right to the left, make it minus, bring the 2 over, we're going to factor out the x. It's going to leave a 2 in the numerator, and we're left with b squared minus b from the left side when we divide over. So there's our final answer, x equal 2 over b squared minus b. And we did this one by finding the LCD, combining them, and then removing the denominator. As opposed to the first example, we just said, okay, what's the LCD? Multiply everything by that, and getting to this step down here directly. So whichever way you prefer to do it is fine. Personally, I feel like multiplying by the LCD is a little bit easier because it gets rid of the fractions right away, which is where students tend to have the most problem. So hopefully that helped you with those couple. In the next video, we'll try some more. For now, go ahead, page 24, 25, do those practice, see if you can get the right answers, and then come back and check to make sure you're doing them right.